produce about 4.5 million pieces a day here. We ship to United States, Italy, Spain, Greece, United Kingdom, Mexico, Germany. The people there says that it's too American.
Fortune cookies, you think they're Chinese, right? But they're not.
But they're not. I actually went to China and gave fortune cookies out to Chinese people to see how they would react. And they would be very perplexed, and often they'd look at it and then they would bite. And then they'd be really surprised because they would say, "There is a paper in my cookie." And then you would say, "Well, it's a fortune." And they're like, "God, Americans are so strange." It turns out fortune cookies, in my research, actually trace back to Japan.
And so how did they become such a big part of Chinese food in America, particularly Chinese takeout?
Japanese people in the early days, before Americans could eat sushi, ran a lot of Chinese restaurants. So they actually served fortune cookies there.
Let's talk a little bit more about the dishes that have become so iconic in America. First, General Tso's.
General Tso's chicken.
Is that an American dish or a Chinese dish?
So the Chinese people don't recognize it.
You can't go to China and find General Tso's.
No. I actually went and found General Tso's family. They're still hanging out in Hunan province, and there are 300 members of his family. And I showed them all these pictures of General Tso's chicken that I had taken all around America. And they were like, "We don't know this dish." And their next question was often, "Is this Chinese food?" Because it doesn't look like Chinese food to them. It's very gloppy, it's very fried.
What will we find then that we see here that we would expect to find in China?
Dumplings.
Dumplings. The soup is different though, right?
It's often very, very thin. A lot of Americans think it reminds them of dishwater because it's, has vegetables and seafood and whatnot.
But you also in the book take a look at Western influence now on China. This notion that the Chinese people are generally very thin, but you say they've now begun to
Plump up.
Plump up.
And one of the most interesting influences is this idea of drinking milk. That's a very Western concept. Dairy is not part of traditional Chinese cooking. There's this notion of we'll be bigger and stronger, not just in China, but it was also a very big concept in Japan. And so you see milk consumption kind of skyrocket as a result of this Westernization.
Well, thank you very much. I know it's the Fortune Cookie Chronicles,
Yeah.
and it's a really fun read, so thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Wish we could take you with us.